Hi guys, I'm Jack Kitson from the Sack Race, and I've just caught up with Dino Maamria, the former Oldham manager, who's talked to me about his time at the club, why he left, his relationship with the owner, and what the future holds next. Let's take a look. Dino, the last time we spoke to you was back in February in your office at Oldham. A lot has happened since then. Football came to a halt in March. Oldham haven't kicked a ball competitively since. They've avoided administration, had a winding up order dismissed. Then at the end of July, in a statement at 11:15 p.m. on Twitter, one of the latest ones I've seen, the club revealed that you had left. It's been just over a week since then. Was this, first of all, was the decision yours? Was it the club's, or was it a mutual one?
Well, I think it comes to a point when that happens. It comes to a point where the position of a head coach, of manager, becomes unattainable. For one reason or another, when the head coach wanna believe certain way, that the winning way, certain way, and then the owner of the football club, they see it different. Then obviously something got to give in, and that got to be my position. So you got to respect their decision, and it's their football club at the end of the day. And I believe the way that I want to take the football club was the right way to go forward. And they believe in different visions. So good luck to them. And what else can you do? Not a lot you can do.
So it must be difficult to obviously plan for the season ahead, and then suddenly it's come to an end. With that in mind, could you tell us about your relationship with the owner, Abdallah Lemsagem? Was he quite difficult to deal with at times, or did you have a good relationship up until your departure?
No, the relationship remained good as all the way to the end. So, I haven't spoken to him since our last conversation, but I've got a good relationship with him. Obviously, the communication, the bit where I would have liked a little bit more communication, a little bit more clarity about what we're doing. He got a certain way of running his football club. He's free to do that. That suits some. It doesn't suit some. For me, it was when I came in, I was clear to what I was walking into. And the big one for me, really, it's recruitment. You understand, you go to football clubs and you are a head coach, and you understand you're not going to be in control of everything. But as a head coach, as a manager, you would like to have some control over certain things, because without controlling the dressing room, your recruitment, the vision, how you want to play your football, how your process, how you're going to win games. If you can't control that, then you're not a manager, you're not a head coach yourself. So certain things, I think the control and the big one for me was recruitment over how I'm going to build a strong team for next season. I wanted clarity, and I said it from day one since I took the job, that we get into this summer, to this stage, I want to have a big say in recruitment. Obviously, and I made it clear to them, it's their job to tell me what I can afford and I can't afford, and it's my job to make sure that I get the best value for money. So I speak to the players that I want to bring in. I want to play a certain way. I want to implement certain systems, certain culture. And those players I bring in, they got to fit in with that. I've got to meet those players, spend an hour and 2 hours with them, speak to them over the phone, face to face, do all these things to make sure that I do my due diligence, so I bring the right character to the club. If I'm going to walk into the club and I find that we signed someone that I've never met, I've never heard of, that's going to become a problem, because the recruitment has been an issue for the football club for the past 2 years. It's no secret of that. Everybody knows that. And I just wanted to make sure that I've got some control over recruitment. And that's probably was a breaking point for both of us.
Because Anthony Gerrard, the former Oldham player before your time there, was recently on a podcast, and he mentioned how the owner brought in his own players, would delay payments to players. He even said there was a mole at the club. He thought, I don't know if he was joking, but he said there was a mole. Did the owner ever try to influence your team selection or tactics?
No, he hasn't. I've got to be fair. I've heard all the stories in the past. And I made it clear to them as well from day one. I think the dressing room is my area, and I've got to be honest. And no, he hasn't really trying to influence my team selection. Not once. He never came into my dressing room to do a team talk and any of those things that has been mentioned in the past. And I managed to control that side of it. So, you know, I wasn't there when Anthony Gerrard was at the club. I can only hear those stories. But for me personally, he never picked the team for me. He never came in the dressing room to do my team talk. I had total control over that. Like I said, the bit of control where we struggled, where we see different was the return this for this season and recruiting for this season.
Obviously, millions of people in the UK have been placed on furlough. What was it like for you being a football manager on furlough, and how long were you on furlough for?
Well, it was difficult for everybody. I think our priorities changed as people first and foremost when we hit the pandemic. So that was the least of my worries, the furlough. What's important for me was communication, to keep in contact with the players, with the staff, with the fans. That was the moral side of the game was really important to me. In terms of the furlough, I was, I was on 100% furlough. I'm the only EFL manager on 100% furlough. But I took that decision because I thought the survival of the football club is more important than me. So that was my own decision. I know there was some struggle with some of the players, with the furlough, with the club. They had a problem, but I didn't really want to get into that discussion because I thought that was a personal choice. I couldn't force my players to take 100% furlough. I choose 100% furlough because that's what I believe the right thing for me to do. I couldn't influence anybody else to do that. Obviously, that was difficult for our club, and it's been well documented. There's still issues ongoing between the players and the football club. But like I said, I think last 3-4 months, it wasn't about how much you earn in a month. It wasn't. It was about the moral thing. It's about keeping some of our fans with us. And I try to do that through social media, through Twitter. I try to keep in contact, not just with my players and my staff, but our fans as well. I think it's been terrific 3 months despite everything else. We made the most of it, and I thought, when I left a week ago, I was actually overwhelmed with the message that I've got. I've left many clubs in the past, but I've never had the positive response I've had from everybody, from Oldham fans, from Oldham staff, players, even one or two the parent of those players, creative text from different chief executive, other football clubs. I've got a huge positive response from all those people, telling me to keep my head up, telling me how great job he was in this circumstance. So I take that with me as a big positive. And like he says, I'm quite lucky because I'm mentally tough. I'm quite resilient, and I believe in my work rate and my work ethic and my skill set. So it's been difficult 3 months, but you had to do the right thing for those 3-4 months, and I hope that we did that.
Oldham have since appointed Harry Kewell. What do you make of that appointment? And is he someone you've ever had any communication with at all?
Yeah, I met Harry a couple of times. One of the LMA meetings, I think I met him 3 years ago. Obviously, my team played against the team Crawley and Notts County. I know Harry Kewell. He's had 2 tough jobs in Crawley and Notts County. He's fortunate to get another chance in the football league, because when a young manager and you come in and you don't do as well for those 2 jobs, it's always difficult to get that 3rd job. So he's very, very fortunate to get that 3rd job, and I wish him good luck.
And in terms of your own future, obviously it's only been just over a week since you left, but are you going to take a little breather, or have you got anything else in mind coming up?
No.
The South End job's free.
I took enough breather the past 3-4 months. I think I'm ready. I've been gagging to start again. It's been unfortunate, really unfortunate, because I've been preparing, looking back at League Two in the last 6 years, certain winning trends, and look at the teams that got promoted, what they did they do well, and I've been building a dossier with that to go forward in the season. And then a couple of days before start pre-season, that job get taken away from you. So it's quite difficult. But no, I'm ready to step straight back in. Like I said, I've had enough rest now. I'm ready to go straight back in.
Is it the outright manager's job that you want, or would you ever take a coaching job in any way or an assistant manager's job?
I'm obsessed with football, first and foremost, and I have that conversation with many people. You never choose to be a manager, but people see certain traits on you. And my first managerial job as a player, and then the chairman saw certain traits on me that made me leader. And people see me that way. How I see myself as I'm obsessed with football. I'm very, very good with players on the grass. I like to see players improve, and I've done that in the past with many players that have gone on to play the Premier League level. So I won't rule anything out as long as it's the right. If anything I've learned is I've got to make sure that my next job, I go into a football club where it's stable, where it's a clarity in terms of the vision where we're taking it, where is that understanding between the management and the board at the board level. They align together, believing in the same culture, the same vision going forward. So that's something that I'm going to be big on in my next job. And but no, I'm happy. I'm happy to take any coaching job, any roles in football, as long as I stay in football, because my obsession is football.
Well, Dino, thanks so much for giving up your time and talking to us, and we wish you all the best for the future. Hope to see you back in the dugout soon.
Thank you very much. A pleasure.